Okay, so look at the monthly here, right? I mean, yes, we are here, but um, we'll get to it. I mean, we are at this block here, but I do think this can go lower. But regardless, the main reason why I took this, I'll go over it now. So we're coming off of here, okay? This monthly block. So we start off with the monthly. I do believe we go lower. I am expect equities to drop down. I mean, you can tell. Looking at it, if you look at all the equities, right, the S&P, the DAX, you know, they're sort of correlated, aren't they? So if all equities are falling, they're all really gonna fall. So okay, so we've got that right. That's just the monthly. It's not gonna make much use for current situation, but it doesn't matter. That's monthly covered. Now let's go to the weekly. What do we have here? So that's the monthly block. It's come off of that, sold off nicely, beautiful. And then we got the weekly. Now going to the weekly, we've got this here, right? Okay, this block formed. We've got that there. So let's just mark that out in a different color. We'll do this in yeah, go on. Okay, so monthly, weekly, still bearish. Daily, it's a bit iffy here. I mean, it could push up into here, but it doesn't really bother me because if we now let's delineate this out. Yeah, let's separate this out. So we established that. If you look on the weekly and daily, and if you look at the 4 hour, right now, 4 hour, we've got a few blocks, right? So with this, see this here, this also is an order block. Okay, isn't the best, but it is. Now it's a confluence with what? Now let me ask you, what's this? It's like a breaker, isn't it? So we're in confluence with that as well. So I don't need to draw it, but you guys can see that that breaker's there as well. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Now let's do the main shit. This is what gets me. This is when I see this happening. So do you guys have you guys watched that video I did? I mean, I did remove it, but I want to do another one for you guys because I did post it, right? And to be honest, I'll stop the recording and explain what happened with that. But have you guys watched it? If you haven't, don't worry about it. I will do it in detail with you guys, and there are some further rules that I want to that obviously I've been improving on. Just a basic outline. If I did it in detail, right, it's gonna take hours, you know. But there are more specific rules to it. But have you guys seen it though? Does it make sense to you as to why I'm marking out the lows of each day and the highs of each day? It's very important. That very, very important. Has it helped you guys in any way? Okay, it makes a big difference, doesn't it? Because if you think about it, you know, if you're trading normally, right? Okay, so if you're trading normally and you just got a naked chart, right? So I mean, yeah, I mean, we'll see. We have a swing low there, but when you get specific into, okay, there's that daily low, that makes a big difference. Because if you look at the daily charts, right, you know, you want to see the daily high and low taken. Makes a big difference. And that's what I've been doing lately, really. But okay, let's go into detail. So that's that day's low, yeah. That's Monday's low, and that's Tuesday's low. I think someone posted this chart to me. I can't remember who it was. I think it was Paul or someone, and nailed exactly how I was looking at. I can't remember who it was, to be honest with you. So we've got Monday's high there. Okay. We've got this Friday's high here. Was it any of you guys that posted that chart to me when I posted Aussie 200 index? I can't remember who it was, to be honest. I know Paul's on the game, man. The guy's thinking exactly the same setups as me. That Kiwi one, I was going to take that as well. Kiwi and Aussie. You got that bang on. I'll be looking to long that next week. Okay, let's just do the... Yeah, it did. Fridays are usually... I don't get much time on Fridays because of Friday prayer and that. And then I just go chilling with my mates or something, so... Don't really get much to Friday. But I was just taking this off my phone. That's not going to post the chart properly earlier. It was on my phone. Otherwise I would have tweeted it as well, but sometimes when you're on your phone it's too late then. But it did give another entry though. Okay, so now we've marked out the lows of each day. Now what do you notice? Monday stops building, Tuesday stops building, Wednesday stops building, and Thursday. you know there's gonna be shitload of stops. So even if he still wants to go up, you know it's gonna start wanting to raid these stops. And what's so significant? Let's look back. See these pool of stops, they're just being rushed. All these stops. So I won't draw these days, but I'll just draw the stops here. The highest point. They got taken. You guys can see that, right? And then we have the sell off, yeah, into a higher time frame block, yeah. If you go to the HR1, you can see clearer, more refined blocks. But let's just stick to this one now, yeah. Now, this is the mistake I made earlier. I mean, sometimes I'd be a bit risky in the sense that, okay, I sold off perfectly. I would consider this a breaking market structure. So what I was looking for, I was being a bit aggressive, or I wasn't being that sensible. I mean, okay, now what you could have done is just left a limit order in here, and you know, within this block, and the sensible thing would have been to keep a stop above that high, right? And if you kept that stop above that high, you would have been safe. Now what I was trying to do, right, I looked at this and thought, okay, it popped up, and I thought, okay, these highs are taken, and it's coming to this block here, right? Okay, let's the best highest block here, and then I thought, okay, now it's broken down a bit. Actually, I mean, this is my fault, was it didn't actually break down. I just didn't see it properly. You see this here? It didn't actually break the support level, did it? I made a mistake. When I looked at it quickly, I was actually on my phone and thought, shit, I thought it did broke down. So that was my mistake I made. So I thought, okay, it's broken down and it's just gonna come back into here. But what did he do? It's come back up, raided that high, and then it rejected. When I seen that, I thought, fuck this, I'm getting right back in. I'm getting right back in because if you look at it, it hasn't broken that structure level yet. Support. Again, if it had broken it, most likely it would have. So it's taken at this high here, and it's come straight down, and that's what I thought, fuck this, I'm gonna get back on board this. So if you, I mean, you can choose a 5-minute block or 15-minute block. 15. I did mark out the 15-minute block. Breaker. This would be a breaker then, wouldn't it? Yeah, you can see that, can't you? Now, what you could have done was, okay, I just shorted in the close of this candle here, stop loss above there. Now this would be considered a breaker as well. So if you refine it a bit, this will be the breaker, right? You just touched it and I just shorted it at the close. It came down. Now what you want to see is an order block form there. So those that missed it, you would have had opportunity to get on board here into this block. Okay, so it came back into here. So here now we get the breaking market structure. You see that tweet I did? I see if market structure breaks, then we're on. Yeah, we're just unfortunately sold off. I do think it's gonna sell off big, but it's a Friday. You know, it's late in the day. You gotta still keep in mind time of day. But can you see the significance now? The market structure broken. There's no doubt now. Yeah, that is everything green light for it to sell off. Compared to this here, now I thought this was broken, but it didn't. So it's come down, broken market structure, back into what? The order block that formed. Okay, now you could have sold it here. So those that missed it in this initial entry could have sold it here. I know it hasn't moved that much, but you got to keep in mind, right, this is a slower market. It's less volatile, which means tighter stops. So the risk to reward is still the same. It's not all about pips. You could have like a 3-4 tick stop in here, or 5 tick stop. Whereas compared to DAX, we would have had to have like a 40 tick stop and 120 pip move, but that's only 3R. Whereas this, right, so if you enter this, say, okay, this is how I usually will enter. So I've marked that block out and take the fibs from swing high to swing low, because this is the intermediate swing high to swing low. And then what I would have done is mark this out. Now we're gonna take the bare minimum entry, right? So it's come up here, and I usually like, okay, I'll say, okay, let's enter here. Okay, as soon as it enters here, close this candle, I'll enter. My stop loss will go there. That's 8 ticks, and I'm looking for the worst entry here. This will be the worst entry, and it sells off what? It sells off as much as 23 ticks, right? So that's nearly 3R. That's almost as much as that DAX move, if you think about it. It's only 23 points, but look at the R. Hang on, let me just explain this, and I will answer your question. Okay, I will get to your question. Now, is that understandable? Yeah, are you guys clear? Does that make sense? I don't want to move forward unless it's clear. Okay, now say this was earlier on in the day, right, I think we would have got more movement. But obviously, time of day, you don't want to really be holding positions into the weekend, especially with equity market. Anything can happen, some random news event. I mean, we've got massive targets in mind. We think as long as if we're correct, these stops are going to be taken. So there's no rush. Get in next week. There's no rush. You made your money. Get out. So that's how I played it. Okay. So this low still hasn't been taken. Here. And look by the looks of it, I don't think it's gonna be. I've closed my position out anyway. I tweeted it, and I'm gonna enter next week. So this is something I want to keep in mind. Back to your question: do you ever enter before the break of the break, expecting it won't hold? What do you mean? Sorry, if I'm misunderstood. Do I ever enter before the break of the breaker? Has really the high and comes fast down again. So basically what I've been doing is like as soon as it came back down, it can show that it's taken this stop out. We're still right on our bias, and I just get in on a touch of it. As soon as it touches it, I'm in, and my stop loss would go there, and I'm in. That's how I'll play it. Now in FX sometimes I do a bit differently. I mean, if it's a bit of a slower market, then I'll play a bit differently. I did a video on that. It's pinned to my Twitter feed. That's a breaker entry as well. It shows 1 or 2, but that's very different. But this sometimes just a quick market. It just depends on the situation. With backtesting, you'll realize, okay, and in this situation I'll do it quick, and in that situation I'll do a bit slower. It does vary depending on the scenario. So that was that. Okay, this setup's clear though. Okay, you know what I'm trying to target. So going into next week, I'll look to get in again. I'm going to be looking to play this down. As long as this setup's clear. Everyone clear with this one? So FX freediver. So sometimes if you're not comfortable here, you want to see this market structure break. This is the broke, and then a retracement back into the block that formed, and then this would have been a safe area to enter if you didn't have the balls to enter here. But at the same time, you run the risk of this just selling off. Okay, I mean, sometimes it won't come back up here. Now I'll go through cable now. Cable I tried to take earlier this week. I should have re-entered, but I didn't. But oh well. So cable, right? That did play some games with me this weekend. So you obviously sure came to that daily block. We all know about that. Now I tried to play stops a bit tight here, and it didn't go my way, unfortunately. So let's try find where I entered. So was it the Monday actually? So this is where I got stopped out. So we've got this here, right? So as you can see, that breaker mitigation block is come up there sold out, but no one's entering. That's Asia or 10:30 in GMT. No one's entering at that time, especially cable. But it's foolish to enter at that time. Now obviously it's meandered around, it's calmed down. I thought, okay, this is a break, and I thought I sold it here within this block here, right? Now you could have kept a stop loss here. Obviously this is how I normally play. I keep a stop loss here. I did trim it, don't get me wrong, I trimmed it. And I just got sort of squeezed out on half the position. Now if you go into the 5 minute, you see later in the day it squeezed back up, and that block was still valid, right? I mean, sometimes you poke up into it, but it still is valid. It didn't actually take out this block. If you look at it, it's a bit of a weird one, this one. Sometimes it's just not clear, but fair enough. If it didn't take it, it didn't take it. But what I should have done is, okay, if I seen that happening and the dollar was looking to rip, I should have just entered here. I think it's 15-minute chart. Okay, here it is. Go into the 15-minute chart. Should have just entered here. Now price comes down, breaks it. See that? So when this block is broken, then you know, okay, this was just a sweep of the stops. So obviously we got stopped right. If this is happening to you right now, so you know what the market's trying to do to you. Don't fear. Okay, you took me out here, but I'm gonna get back in. And as soon as it breaks down here, this breaker breaks, then any touch back into it, get in. You can keep a stop loss just there. That would be a 10 tick stop, and the rest, you know, it sold off. What with that bearish price in mind, I did say 49.50s at the beginning of the week. You would have seen me say 49.50s on my Twitter, so that would have been 200 pips with a 10 tick stop for us. Okay, but I didn't get back in, and that would have been your one shot, one kill for the week. Even though you got stopped here, it doesn't matter. Get back in. Boom. Is that clear? Obviously, it fell a lot further. You could have left a little position on him, but it doesn't matter. You made good R there. It would have been 20. Hang on. So if you entered back on that breaker and held it for that, I was confident it's going to go down this all the held position. That's 20 R there with the 10 tick stop, and you can see why I would have put a 10 tick stop there just above the breaker. Is that clear? That would have been 20 R there, but it's unfortunately we didn't get. I didn't get it. If you guys got it, well done. This was FOMC. I mean, you know, I don't want to be getting involved in FOMC. Otherwise, I would have gone board because there was a block here, 5-minute block. But FOMC, I'm not gonna fuck around with FOMC. But it is what it is. Next time we'll get more setups. Don't worry about it. But can you see how quickly you can mitigate your loss? Get it back straight away by just using these breakers. Same thing happened to me on the Euro Yen yesterday. I shorted it here. Yeah, so Euro Yen. I mean, this is the risk sometimes you run by keeping a stop too tight. But it works for me in the long run, so this is what I'm comfortable with. Maybe I could have played it better, but it doesn't matter. So I had this order block marked out right, and I did enter it a bit late. I saw this a bit late, and I started entering it. I entered around here. If you see my tweet, oh, that's okay because it's taken at this high, and I was trying to get below this high again. It's taken on the stops into a block. And I thought, okay, ready for the sell-off. So I thought, okay, it's still good risk to reward. I'm still gonna take this, so I kept my stop loss here. I thought, okay, 1.3. So my target was. So if you look back at this Euro Yen throughout the whole week, well, what's happening here? We got Monday lows. Here we got Tuesday lows. Here, Wednesday lows. So you can see how the stops are building. Exact same play. This came off a high time frame block here. Mark this out. Boom. Breaking structure, still it's building, and I was happy to just come out of here. Obviously it fell down another 138 ticks, but I'm happy to come out there. It was a good risk to reward. Now what happened was obviously it squeezed me, and so I cut it before, and then so what I should have done was, if I had kept my stop loss. So if we look here, we've got this here. Where's it gone? This. See this here? What I should have done was kept it here, but it doesn't matter. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Above that breaker, this was the breaker. Bearish candle for the move up. Stop rate back down, and that was only like 5 more ticks. But you know, so no worries. What do we do next if that happens? We look to mitigate it, because if we're still right, then it doesn't really matter. Now what I did was, now which time frame was it? I'll go back in. Nice. That's hard to tell which time frame I'll go back in. So I had this I had here, I think, marked out, and so it broke down, and then moved back into it. So 4.5 minute. So if you see this happening live, you can see the candles moving right back into it. Right, I entered right in the touch of this, and then I had a stop loss there, and it moved down. So the stop loss would have been 13 ticks, moved down. You can see that. Now I was gonna leave a limit order in to sell it here again, but like I said, and then I posted, okay, it's shit's BOJ. Luckily I didn't want to be stopped out, and then it fell back down. But is that clear though? You just gotta get used to using these breakers. So you take a loss, it's okay, but you can make it back straight away. You make it back and you make more. So judging by this, right, the 13 tick stop loss, it dropped 39 ticks, but you could have at least got 2 R out of it, you know. So that would have wiped out your initial gain and make plus 1 R on top. So at least a green day, or at least break even. Yeah, there is. And see with the cable, right? Well, another reason what put me off getting back in was see how clean that is. So I found it hard getting long here, short here. But sometimes the market is so weak. I mean, they will come back and take this at another point. But for now, the market wants to go down. So you just gotta go with what the market wants to do there and then. So far, are you guys clear with the setups I took? So I just want to go through what I took, how I play them and how I could have played them going forward. So in future, when you see this, cable's quite weak at the moment. Right now, I mean, I don't try focus. I think it could fall a lot lower, but you know, there's no point. I mean, I'm happy day trading or short term trading. You don't, because it's markets, man. If I'm not day trading, it's just punishing me. Otherwise, do you know what I mean? So everyone's clear with the setups I looked for this week, right? See, this cable would have been my one shot, one kill for the week, and it would have been your one shot, one kill for the week as well. I mean, 20R, that is 49.50 was definitely getting taken, because if you look at my charts, look at this one, market maker sell model, filling this inefficiency, that's definitely getting filled with this week market. It's like a head and shoulders as well, and this is what I was looking for. So we got our stops here, and what's beneath those stops? An order block. So I was happy getting out here. I mean, you know, I'm not gonna cry about that, and it just fell a lot further, but that would have been a 20R, one shot, one kill for the week. Anything else is just bonus. We just got unlucky there. It doesn't matter, it happens. You're gonna miss more than you get, and the sooner you can accept that you're gonna miss more, and the you know, it's easier to take in then. But you know that when you do get the good trades, that's 20 losses in one go. You wiped out. A trade like this, I would have left full position running, or maybe one of my accounts trim a bit. But with this is one of those high confidence trades, but we just got unlucky. There'll be more. So that's that. Euro yen, that's that as well, and Aussie tuna. Those are the only trades I took this week, really. I think I did take one or two others, but I mean, they're really small size, to be honest with you. I really wanted this dollar yen. So you could have got in this again like this. I was asleep at this time when the BOJ came out. I was asleep, but can you see exact same setup? Breaker takes out the stops, boom, with a strong market, and immediately back down. Right back in, touch at this, stop loss there, 100, that's 13 ticks stop loss. It falls as much as 128 ticks. You could come out just there, or you mark out your level. So what is lying around here? Start targeting a block. Is there a block here? It doesn't reach that block, but you know, there's a block here, so you don't know if it's going to penetrate or not, that or not. You don't know how deep it's going to go. Right now, obviously, we can see that block's been broken, but you could have just targeted, you know, obviously, obvious areas of stops, you know. So there's a block resting here, but you should have been happy just coming out of here. See what I mean? So how much is that? Let's work out how much it is. Obviously, it's hindsight, but so you enter at the touch of this, stop loss goes there, so you call it 14 ticks, and it drops 96 ticks. That's a good amount of R there. Okay. I can see how frequent the same setup. How identical is this setup to the Euro yen, to the cable, and to, you know, the others. It's all about training your mind. So even if it is short to here, you took that loss, don't worry, because if you're still correct and it breaks down, that's what the breakers are for opportunities you missed out on, or for getting back in. Don't fear, you know, when you take a loss, don't fear, you know what I mean. And you practice this right, you won't ever fear a loss again. You won't be scared of a loss, because you know you can make it back. No, not later, but straight away. If you're still correct, then you look for this scenario to unfold, the breaker to be the block to be broken, and you just get right back in. And sometimes markets will stop you. We never know. You know, markets. You know, markets are markets. You know, if it's gonna stop you, you can be 100% correct in your analysis. You can't do nothing about it. Everyone takes losses. Michael will take losses. Like, for example, the cable trade he did recently, he got stopped out twice, and on the third time he got in. That's when it worked. But if you got so much confidence, you know, in a setup, there's no reason why you should just stop trading. Just wait. Obviously, if your mind's not in the right state of mind after taking the loss, then just step back. But if you manage your risk correctly, it shouldn't bother you. You should only risk that. It shouldn't be bothering. Otherwise, if it's bothering you, that means you're risking too much. So this is how we mitigate losses. It's mentally hard because mitigating a loss feels like a revenge trade. Yeah, but see, what you gotta do is you gotta be clear-headed. Okay, be logical about it and say, okay, well, it's gone there. I've been stopped out. Now it's come back down. What's that showing you? It still wants to continue down, and this was just a stop rate to shake out people. So there's no reason why you know, you shouldn't be really re-entering this. You see what I mean? I was wondering, as you're trading, taking partial profits in one account and full on another one, which account is growing 12. Do you know what it is? I don't keep tabs of it because I withdraw straight away. If my account reaches a certain amount, like if I get to like 50, I don't like to keep my equity above 50k. So if it gets about 50, if it gets to 50k, I'll withdraw 20k. As long as I've got enough margin to do the size I want, that's it. So it's a good question. That let me look back on my statements and I'll get back to you on that. But do you know what's funny? It's about the same, to be honest with you. It's about the same. And if you think about it, taking partial profit is much better. Now, actually, like, so for example, right, you know, certain times, right, the market will trend, okay, and so taking partial profits won't make as much as holding a whole position. Whereas certain markets, to conditions, whoa, what's going on here? S&P is falling. I'm still in this yeah, here we go. I've got this account and I got the same trade running on 2 other accounts as well. Still falling, but anyway, so and when it's more like consolidation environments, then taking partial profits is going to be more profitable. Do you see what I mean? So it's sort of, you gotta get a balance of it both. I still don't have the balance. See, the hardest part is taking profits. I'm not gonna lie to you, because when you're in that trade, I find it hard to take profits because you want more and that greed kicks in. But you just gotta fight it, and by forcing yourself to, that's why I'm trying to force myself to day trade more. And if the move does take off, then it takes off. But we never know how much the market's gonna move in a particular day. No one knows that. But you know, we can make projections, and you know, I think one of the best ways of making it is the way I've just told you guys about, marking at the daily lows and looking for the stops. Here, an obvious area to take profit would be here, wasn't it? It's the obvious place to take profit. Comes right into a block as well. Actually, it does hold this H1 block, but you know, you should be happy taking it here. Take profits earlier. So for example, if you think it's going to just take it here, it doesn't matter because there's going to be another trade. I know when I used to trade earlier on, I used to always want the home run, and sometimes I would get it, and then I said, yeah, I'm glad I held on to that. But other times you've got all their back against me. You know, I was in a trade not long ago, a couple of months back, in Euro Aussie, and I was up about 70 grand in there. I gave that all back, and I closed the trade for 4 grand profit. Now imagine me in a position, right? I've just given back 66 grand in a matter of what, 2 days. So you start kicking yourself then. So that's when you start thinking, oh, next trade I want to take partial profits. Then you take the next trade and it's going your way. When you then the pain of like that previous trade going all the way back against you, you forget it. The greed kicks back in again, and then if that goes against you, oh, what the fuck, man, the previous trade I gave back 66 grand, and I said to myself, I'm gonna take regular profit. And then when you're in that trade and it's going your way, it's let me hold it for another 10, 20 ticks, or another 100 pips, and you start drawing levels that aren't even there. You start drawing up fucking 400% extensions, but you see the greed kicks in. So this is why psychology is so important. When you start taking regular profits, you'll see your account grow. I know, Paul, you were suffering from that, weren't you? You'd take brilliant trades and you'd be up 30, 40 ticks, but then break evens. So with that situation, you're not growing your account, even though there's no loss there. But when you do take a loss, you just losing. Whereas if you take partial profits, at least you're banking something. You know what I mean? And when you're in that routine of regular banking, your account will grow, and you won't care of missing the big move. It doesn't matter as long as you're taking regular profits at good areas. You know what I mean? If you find a decent area here, okay, I'm taking profit here, and that's it, done. That's, you know, that's about 5-6 are there, done. It doesn't matter if it was another 200 pips. I'll get back in later on. You see what I mean? Just change your mind, the way you think, and when you do that, you'll grow your account, and then you won't care about missing the big moves, because you'll see you're seeing your account grow and say, okay, this is working for me right now, so I don't need to hold on to a 200, expecting a 200-300 pip move. As long as I'm banking regular profits, you know, that's all that matters. Do you see what I mean? So that's what I'm doing now. I've always encouraged now, just take regular profits, have your areas marked out. So with this setup, right, we know we've got our areas marked out here. Let's go back to the Aussie 200, and we know where to take profits. Obviously this is an exception because it's a Friday evening, but you know, it's so here, these lows, take profits whatever. If you're up 2-3 yards, just trim some off. Stops at break even. Then what's the worst that can happen? If it stops you back out, okay, fair enough. And if you're still gonna sell off, get back in. Do you know what I mean? As long, yeah, so that way at least you've taken profits, and then you're able to add another position on. If it goes your way, then you've still made more. But just get into your mind, take regular profits. Take regular profits. Is that making sense? Oh, I'm not just chatting a load of crap. Yeah, but you there's no black and white way about it with taking profits. You know, either way I see anyway. I draw my certain levels and I want it to go there. It's never an easy thing. You know, we all know that it's not taking profit. You find the entries are easier, but taking profit is not easier because you got to deal with the greed. You know, that one account. If I leave it, then I can double my account in that one trade. Well, you know, it's not always gonna happen. If you get lucky, and that's not how we should think. You know, sometimes you'll enter the trade and, you know, for example, the dollar yen sell off, massive sell off. You know, if I held it and did this position, I could have tripled my account. Well, those are one-off moves. You're not always gonna get them. You just want to be trading how market normally moves. And moves like that, like for example, this dollar yen, they ain't gonna always happen. I remember as soon as the euro dollar happened, right? And this guy's going on to me, oh look at the massive move, I've doubled my account. I go, hang on a minute, how often does a fucking move like this happen? Yeah, you got lucky there. That's just luck, that is. If you got on there and you caught the whole move, you got lucky. This ain't always gonna happen. This is like a once in a blue moon. A fucking one day 400 pip move's gonna happen. And you know, and then they start saying to me, oh, so next time I'm gonna start holding them. Well, you carry on holding them. Whereas day-to-day trading, that ain't gonna work for you. Getting much more chilled about missing the extras. Took 80 short TP at the stops area. Okay. Yeah, so I used to be so frustrated about missing the trades, this, that, the other, but it doesn't matter. Just sooner, just trade with a clear head. Remove the stresses. You know, don't worry about missing the trade. It's okay if you miss the trade. This week I was trying to be patient because I marked this out and I'm watching it fall against me. I'm not part of it. I'm trying to think. You know, I had a 13 lot on this. If you work that, if I hit my target, that was 15.5 grand. I could have made this off this one trade. It's a lot of money that, but it happens. It doesn't matter because I know next time I'm gonna fucking nail it. And sometimes I am gonna miss it. It's okay, as long as I didn't make a loss. And you know, how many times do we get these? The markets are always moving. There's always gonna be the next setup. It always is. So don't worry about it. Just, okay, forget it. I missed it. It doesn't matter. Next setup. It doesn't matter. Next setup. I don't know if you know what, Paul. To be honest with you, if there's gonna be setup, I'm gonna trade. I might be less active. I might be just picky. Like if there's one serious setup, then I'll take it. But I'll be honest with you, I'm not an addict. I'm still gonna be looking for them, but I'm not necessarily gonna be trading. At least I'm gonna study at least. So even if you don't trade, I think and enjoy your holidays. But I think at least in the evenings, spend about 5 minutes just flicking over. Okay, this price action. It's always good to study price action because when I'm not trading, I'm always studying price action. I'm always improving it, and we can always improve every day. So enjoy your holidays if you're not trading. I mean, obviously people would advise you know it's not the best time to trade because it's thin volume, but I see it differently. You know, probably the wise thing to do. You know, spend time with your family. It's a holiday season, but if you do have that need, then you know you can just on your phone even just look back over it, see what happened, and just take note. But has everything been clear so far? So if you got any questions, just throw them over. As long as the points are made are clear. So if you got any question, just you know, bust it. Are these things helping you though? These videos. I'm gonna do more sessions. Just lately, I've just been all over the place. Really, I've hardly spent time in Birmingham myself, so I haven't really had my computers. My laptop's shit. I mean, I bought a new laptop, right? But I just can't trade properly off a laptop. I'll be honest with you. But when you're used to monitors, it's really hard to trade off a laptop. It's really hard. How do you establish intermediate take profit? Okay, so it's the next stop from like I've said, Jay, just marking out. So I mean, there's no clear cut way about it, to be honest with you. Just look for the previous lows and stops and just take them. For example, when this fell here, you could have just taken profits off here. So what you need to do is go back into the charts and see where is the best place to take your profits. There's no easy way about it. It's just, oh, you could have done swing low to swing high. There's many ways of doing it. 161 point extension, 127% extension. Use these. Look at the previous lows. If he gets there, take profit. If he gets to the next low, trim some more. Do you know what I mean? I wish there was a way I could say, okay, you gotta take profit here, but it's something you gotta develop yourself. What works for you? That's why it's so important to backtest it. You know what works. And that's what you gotta do. I'm glad it's helping you guys. Any more questions? What do you mean time relative? So obviously, if you're approaching time of day with FX, right, you want to be taking profit at the London close if you're day trading, and lately I've just been day trading, so I just be taking profit, 3 4 GMT, 1300, I mean 1500 to 1600 GMT, just follow that protocol, or ADR if you reach ADR, and that's it. Don't worry if it's gonna carry on, it doesn't matter. Next day, the big market makers, they're gonna want to load more as well, aren't they? You're not the only one that wants to get on board again. They're gonna want to get on board as well. So learn and open, look for the same setup. As long as the bias is still intact, just go with that. Most of the time, yeah, I do pull. Yeah, yeah. So, but you can see everything was based on I started with the monthly, weekly, daily, 4 hour, H1, and then boom, the 5 minute breakdown. And this would have been the entry. I was a bit aggressive entering here, but 5 minute breakdown, this would have been the entry. And it's only 20 odd ticks, but it's still something. Any other questions? I still think this dollar yen is going to go down a lot further. And again, consider, because these are shitloads of liquidity starting to build up above here. I hate it when that happens. Like every time it goes down, but like I said, when you're day trading, you don't even have to worry about that. It's only when you're swing trading. So I don't know, man. I used to be a big swing trader before, but that was when the markets were trending. I mean, but I just been giving back so much profit. Like if you go back a couple of months, you see me catch some big moves at dollar yen, but I just give it all the way back, and that was just frustrating. I was losing money because of that. So just day trade. That works for me, but obviously if it works, whatever works for you, just stick to that. Is there any other questions? There's one. Oh yeah. Before I'm gonna stop the